Now to the close-up, farmers are being urged to consider the benefits of agritourism to help offset rising input costs. CSIRO data estimates demand for the sector to reach more than $18 billion by the end of the decade. Rural reporter Chris McCarthy spoke with Giovanna Lever, Managing Director of consultancy firm Sparrowly, about how producers can leverage the booming sector.
Agritourism is a great opportunity for farmers, and particularly when we're thinking of generational farms or families where the kids are wanting to come back, in terms of diversifying, not just from an economic perspective to manage those fluctuations, but diversifying in terms of attracting the kids back to the farm as well.
With rising input costs and more frequent severe weather, is this a matter of smoothing out those rough years, or should farmers maybe be looking to completely shift towards agritourism?
Well, it can do both, but in the first instance, it certainly is a great way to smooth things out. We know, and I know as well, growing up on intensive horticulture farming, it can be really, really lumpy. So diversifying into agritourism and by extension value adding provides that opportunity for alternative revenue opportunities.
And what sort of benefits could be seen for a broader regional community, not just on the farm?
Yeah, 100%. When we think about tourism and the agritourism visitor, yes, they are absolutely looking at coming on farm and they're interested in those experiences. But certainly what it does, it opens the visitors' ideas and eyes to coming to other destinations and regions where they may not potentially have considered before, which means they stay longer. They spend money in the region, at the cafes, at the pubs, on other experiences and accommodation.
And do you have any examples of regions or businesses who have done really well out of diversifying recently?
Yeah, 100%. When I think about regions, I think about Bundaberg in Queensland, which is actually my hometown, who've done a great job taking their very rich agriculture background and their tourism appeal with the Great Barrier Reef and the beaches, and really driving some really strong agritourism opportunities there and experiences like Macadamias Australia, which is Australia's largest single origin macadamia grower and exporter. And other experiences like Tina Berries, and that was a berry farmer who had just an absolute glut of strawberries and passion fruit, and she didn't know what to do with it and started making ice cream and has now turned this into quite a significant agritourism venture. And we're seeing it also in parts of Australia like the outback, particularly with the fantastic artesian water and minerals and the bath and wellness side of things, and bringing wellness tourism and agritourism together.
And are there any regions or particular businesses who really should be looking at this as a really important opportunity?
I'll take a step back. And in Australia, we have such a rich agriculture sector, and I think we really most regions have that opportunity, particularly if there is a tourism appeal as well, and they've got that existing infrastructure that can sit around the agritourism opportunity. So any region that has good accommodation offerings and cafes and restaurants and other experiences will definitely make it a lot stronger for an agribusiness to diversify into agritourism, because they've got the supporting infrastructure for tourism sitting around it.
That was rural reporter Chris McCarthy's chat with Giovanna Lever, Managing Director of consultancy firm Sparrowly, about how farmers can use agritourism to diversify their business.